Made a lot of progress today. Got all of the tanks mounted. I added some tabs today with rubber bushings to keep them, since they don't go end to end, to keep them in place. I was bouncing down the road, so it's just a piece of aluminum that I bent and bolted in and have a piece of foam on. I did that to each of the tanks, the fresh, the gray, and the black. I added all of the fittings for the freshwater. Let's see if I can zoom in. So the fill hose, the vent hose, the water hose to the pump, and then the drain is down there, and the sensors were already mounted. And then on the gray and the black, I added the vent and the openings for the toilet. So this, kind of zoom back out, this will be where the toilet is. Toilet, sink over the wheel well, black tank, toilet will drop directly into the black tank. So I've got the 3-inch hole with the rubber fitting in that. This will be the vent for the black, 1.5-inch rubber fitting there. And then on this side, I only have the vent. I also have the little piece in there. It expands the rubber grommet and keeps it all in there tight. But anyway, that'll be the vent for the gray. And on this side is where the shower will sit. So the shower pan is basically in this area with a little bit of the wheel well in it. And then this vent for the gray will come up over the wheel well. There'll be a cabinet on this side of the shower. So on the outside of the shower wall, the vent for the gray will come up right next to it. And at this point, rather than venting through the top, adding another hole, I'm going to vent inside the cabinet with one of those Oatly, I don't know, there's a name for them, but it's an inline vent that you can use in residential plumbing, so I'm sure it'll work fine. And it essentially just allows airflow into the gray and out, and it's got a little cap on it. And since it's the gray, I'm not concerned about the smell or anything like that. And this will start the kitchen cabinet, so here forward will just be an open space. So I think that'll work fine. I also got the, I'm not going to get down there. I got the primary drain dump valves mounted. So that meant plumbing is 3-inch with a 1.5-inch, and then a 90, 1.5-inch into the gray vent, or dump rather. And then same thing over here, 3-inch, 90, a small section of 3-inch pipe connected into this side, and of course that'll dump. That all worked out pretty well. I'm pleased with that. The belly pan will come, you can kind of see the curve come down. And at this, right now I'm thinking I'm just going to bring it on top of the dump valves, and then pick it up right here at this frame. But I may change my mind. I may try to hide most of this and then come up and around. I haven't decided yet. The belly pan is going to have to drop a little lower than it had because of the tanks anyway. The original spacing was just this, so the belly pan would come around and right along the bottom. This is a 1957 Overlander. It had a rear bath. When we got it, there were no tanks. I don't even know where tanks would have mounted. I'm not sure it ever had tanks. But there weren't any there, so we've decided to put the bath forward and the bedroom in the back. And so you can see the difference between the freshwater and the original framing. So it drops down about 3 more inches, maybe 4 at the lowest point there. So the belly pan will be in its original place along the frame. We're going to drop down to accommodate the fresh. We're going to come across. We have our new half torsion axles that also drop down below the original belly pan depth. So we're going to follow that same line under both of these tanks, and then we'll pick it back up here. We'll essentially bring the belly pan up and around the tank, mounted here, And then from here back will be the original depth of the belly pan right at the bottom of the frame. At least that's the plan. I'm sure it won't be nearly as easy as it sounds. But anyway, I'm pleased. I've gotten everything. These are basically ready. So we need to get all this ran so we can put the flooring down. That's kind of where we are now. With the exception of the shower pan drain, we think we're going to put it in this general area. We're also pretty sure because of this wheel well, rather than buying a stock 30 by 36 pan and using it, which would be great, we're going to have to build it. So that's why I didn't drill any holes for the drain yet, because who knows what's going to happen. I can do that before we put the flooring down, but it'll be in this general area. I just don't know exactly where yet. Kind of depends on what we do with the shower pan, and that's a little further down the road. So anyway, that's the work for today. Pretty pleased with that.